In a world where we can count attention spans in seconds, the real challenge is cutting through the digital noise to reach your target audience. Hi, I'm Ian, co-founder of Focus 15, and today I'm talking about the importance of viable routes to market. The truth is that you can have the best product in the world, but if you can't get it into your customers' hands and they don't know about it, your business will fail. But you can have an average product, and if you have a great route to market, you can still succeed. It is a key part of your marketing strategy, and it all starts with the customer. You need to understand who they are, where they hang out, and create a path or a map to reach them. And where the sale happens, say the website, a store or a meeting, that's just the end point. That isn't the entire route. The route begins much earlier. How did you persuade someone to visit the site or your shop? What got them to book the meeting? That's where it starts. Now there are any number of routes. You could have SEO to capture organic search. You've got newsletters that can nurture warm leads. You can post useful content on any one of a number of social media platforms. You could do PR stunts to spark awareness. You could turn loyal fans into brand ambassadors with incentives. You have paid channels like PPC or social ads or print. You've got direct channels like email and flyers through the post. Distributors or marketplaces already have proven capability to reach your customers. Strategic partnerships like Louis Vuitton creating tailor-made luggage with BMW. There are events, trade shows, conferences, licensing, franchising that you can jump on the back of an established brand, affiliates or influencer marketing to tap into existing follower groups. The list goes on. And you can get really creative and combine different options together, but here's the key. You can't do everything. And just throwing out a list of options like I've just done isn't defining a viable route to market. So start by listing all your relevant options, then try to identify the potential reach of each one for your business. In other words, roughly speaking, how many target customers do you think will be at the end of it? Try not to get caught up with the latest trends too much. Yes, you may have founders using certain social media platforms and they're working for them, but if their user demographics aren't right for you, it's not going to work. I've found this quite a lot with accelerators that I've been on. They often push a particular channel, but if it's not right for you, then it's a waste of time. Then do some research to estimate the cost per lead. So how much will it cost your business to find someone and engage them enough with your content to bring them to your website? And make sure you take into account the effort required as well. So it's much more time consuming to create and post your own content than it is to, say, run a pay-per-click ad. But it also should be more engaging. So the effort needs to be worth it, and also it needs to be sustainable, given everything else that you've got to do. Then when you've got all that done, prioritise and focus on 2 or 3 at the most, and run some tests. Start small, learn how to operate the channel, measure the results, and validate and modify your assumptions. And as you learn more, you may end up dropping a channel altogether because it isn't viable. There is no point in spending time and money pursuing something that doesn't work. But you need to give it a good shot first to make that decision. Let's say you're trying a social media channel. You can't just put out a couple of posts and expect results. It needs a plan, with consistent and frequent posting over a reasonable period of time, with messaging that fits your marketing strategy and the stage your audience might be on that platform. In other words, it needs the right focus, but there's no point in flogging a dead horse if it's just not going to work for you. And keep measuring results, because routes change over time. In the early days of Amazon, I sold hundreds of units on Amazon with barely any ad spend at all. We got an absolutely great return. But 18 months later, ad costs has skyrocketed. Rankings became much harder to come by as Amazon's own products mysteriously became more visible, and profits disappeared. That's how fast the routes can change. But while you have the routes that work, exploit them as best you can. Invest more time and money where you know it's working for you and focus on it. Yes, by all means, add and explore more routes if you've got the resources to manage it, but just don't lose focus on what's working for you. And just as important, try to move people from more expensive, vulnerable routes to more controlled, lower cost ones by delivering great experiences that drives repeat sales and word of mouth, for instance. Or convert customers to your newsletter where you're in control of the prompts and the loyalty offers. So for startups, a smart route to market strategy is a 2-pronged thing. Optimize the best routes to acquire new customers, and then convert those customers into your lowest cost routes for long-term growth. Thanks for watching, and if you found this useful, hit subscribe, drop a comment, or get in touch at focus15.co.uk. In the meantime, stay focused and see you in the next one.